For years, you've probably been told that Spanish irregular verbs are just chaos, right? A lawless mob of words you just have to grind out and memorize until your brain hurts. Well, I'm here to tell you that's a lie. There's an order, a secret system, and today we're going to uncover it. Before we begin, if you enjoy stories like this, please follow the channel and share this explainer. It genuinely helps this page grow and allows me to create more stories for you. Okay, so picture this. You're the hero of this story. The irregular verbs, that's the treacherous forest you have to cross. And I'm here to give you the map. This map, it has 5 steps.
So our journey begins not with a sword, but with a compass. You know, the biggest mistake most adventurers make is trying to fight every single monster in the forest all at once. To actually conquer this chaos, you have to choose your path first.
And that leads to the first crucial question. Where are you actually going? Is your destination Latin America, or are you heading over to Spain? Because this one little decision can change the entire scope of your quest.
And check this out. Here's the immediate payoff. If your destination isn't Spain, you can completely, 100% ignore the Vosotros form. Just like that. Poof, you've lightened your pack, you've gotten rid of an entire set of conjugations you have to worry about. That's not cheating, my friend. That's just being strategic.
Okay, so the next part of our focus is choosing the battlefield. Don't, and I mean don't, try to learn the present, the past, and the future all at the same time. Just pick one. I'd say master the present tense first. This is the place where you'll start to see those hidden patterns I was talking about finally emerge from the shadows.
And if you're wondering why this is so important, well, this chart just says it all. In English, we basically have, 2 endings for present tense verbs? Walk, walks. That's it. In Spanish? 18. 18. Trying to learn all the tenses at once with that level of complexity, yeah, it's a recipe for disaster. So focus on 1/10, and that huge mountain becomes a much more manageable hill.
All right, now that we've chosen our path, we need to learn to see the forest for what it really is. See, you'll find that a lot of the monsters you're afraid of, they're really just locals in disguise. This next step is all about telling the difference. So on the left, you've got your true irregulars. Verbs like ser, which goes from ser to soy, eres, es. It's all over the place. These are the real beasts. But on the right, you have the stem changers, the imposters. Look at querer becoming quieres. The change is small, it's predictable, and, this is the most important part, it still uses the regular verb endings. They're not chaotic. They just have a slight accent, you know?
So, here's the crucial takeaway. Once you realize that most of what you thought was irregular is actually just this predictable stem-changing pattern, the number of true enemies you have to face shrinks dramatically. You're not fighting an army anymore, you're just dealing with a few powerful leaders. And now, for the part of the journey you've been waiting for. We've focused our path, we've identified the real enemy, and now it's time to reveal the secret that governs them all. This is the code that brings order to the entire kingdom.
The secret is that irregular verbs aren't lone wolves. No, they belong to clans, to families. They move in packs, and they all follow the same leader, sharing a single identical pattern of weirdness. So if you learn the pattern for one, you've learned it for all of them.
Let's look at one of the most powerful clans, the Yogo Clan. Okay, so you have tener, poner, salir. They all look different, right? But in the yo form, they all end in go. Yo tengo, yo pongo, yo salgo. And what's even crazier, for almost every other person, they behave like totally normal, predictable verbs. It's like one secret handshake for the whole group.
And get this clan system isn't just for the present tense, it's everywhere. Even in the really difficult past tense, the preterite, you find entire clans that change their root in the exact same way. You've got an uv clan, a u clan, a j clan. It's the same principle over and over. See the pattern, conquer the whole group.
But the family code? It actually goes even deeper. This might be the biggest secret of them all. Many of these irregular verbs have, they have children, offspring. These are new verbs made by just slapping a prefix onto an original irregular parent verb. And these children, they inherit everything.
And this is where the magic really happens. If you know that the parent poner becomes pongo, then you automatically know its child suponer becomes supongo. You know that tener becomes tengo? Well, then you already know that mantener becomes mantengo. For every single parent verb you master, you instantly master all of its children, with zero extra work. This isn't just memorization anymore, it's multiplication.
So you see,
The forest was never actually chaotic. It was just governed by family lines that no one had bothered to show you yet. It's a kingdom built on these powerful, invisible family trees.
You now have the map. You possess the secret code, but the journey isn't quite over. See, knowledge is one thing. Mastery is something else entirely. The final step is to forge this knowledge into a skill, something you can wield without even thinking about it.
So this is your training montage. This is the path to making this knowledge your own. First, test yourself with quizzes. Make sure you really recognize the patterns. Then, start writing sentences, actively using the verb clans and their offspring. And finally, the most important step, speak them. Use them in a conversation, even if it's just with yourself. You've got to turn the knowledge into muscle memory.
And through this practice, the map actually becomes a part of you. You won't need to look at it anymore. You don't just know the way through the forest, you become the way.
So in the end, the great lie of Spanish verbs was never really about the verbs themselves. It was about how we were told to look at them. The secret wasn't about memorizing chaos. It was about having the courage to look a little closer and see the hidden story, the hidden order that was there all along. If this story moved you or made you think differently, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and follow the channel for more stories like this.